So wow, let me tell you one thing. CD Projekt RED has been very good at infuriating their own fan base. And recently they were like, you know what? Let's double down on that. And they posted their launch trailer for this game right here. Check it out. As you can see, I kind of forgot about this game. It is called The Witcher Monster Slayer, and it's coming out here on July 21st. I have no idea if any of you guys are actually going to play this one. It's basically The Witcher Pokemon Go. Don't even know if anyone was asking for this, but we're going to take a look at the response from the community. But we also do have Cyberpunk news in this video as well. Some good news on the side of modders and what they have been working on. And yes, of course, some bad news about Cyberpunk. So let's dive into the latest happenings around CD Projekt RED, The Witcher, and Cyberpunk. Let's do this. Hey everyone, what's happening? Open World Games here. Hope you're doing good, and let's talk about this right now. First of all, starting out with The Witcher Monster Slayer. It's actually really interesting though. If you go back to when they released their first announcement trailer for this, you can see it right here. And you can see this dude holding up his phone, and he looks out into the real world, and you can see the Witcher, universe, I guess you would say, out there, a monster that you can actually hunt. But if you scroll down here, you can see it's positive reception, and that's because this is before the actual release date of Cyberpunk 2077. Now, if we fast forward to present day, and we go to the Witcher Monster Slayer official release date teaser, we can scroll down here and see that the reception is polar opposite. You can really see the damage has been done by Cyberpunk 2077. But it also might be that a lot of people are like, where is The Witcher 4? You guys might just want a single player RPG open world story, The Witcher 4, at least that's what I want. But hey, who knows how this game's going to turn out. Let me know again if you're going to try it. But anyway, some of the comments are right here. It says, my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. This comes from Lashin123. The Hunter says, this is where the dislikes begin, Anakin Skywalker. Then Monday Afterlight says, this game is CDPR hunting the whales, not the player hunting the monsters. I thought this was one of the best comments right there, because a lot of publishers get in the habit of finding success and getting money hungry and start chasing things like GTA Online. They start chasing the mobile space, and what we're seeing here is them definitely chasing the mobile space. Will it work out for CD Projekt RED? Who knows? Only time will tell. In this regard with The Witcher Monster Slayer, that's going to really be up to the community. But so far, what I'm seeing right here, the reaction is not good whatsoever. A lot of you guys want to know what in the world is going on with Cyberpunk 2077. There's a lot of bugs still, a lot of glitches, as you can see right here. There's a lot of problems with the game. And according to CD Projekt RED, most recently, they are satisfied with the current, state of the game, at least in terms of the bugs and glitches. Sound off if you agree with that one, because if we jump over to the Cyberpunk Reddit, the top post there says differently. It goes on to say this right here. It says, it still amazes me how so many people are ready to defend this game regardless of its unplayable state. It says, like, come on, I love The Witcher 3 and I love CD Projekt RED, but that doesn't mean I will keep on defending them. Cyberpunk 2077 has been their mistake, and it will remain such. All my love and hopes for CD Projekt RED has gone down the drain as soon as I completed my first gameplay. I have encountered so many bugs and so many game crashes at many major points of missions, and so many glitches that I was happy to complete this game after such hard work. We cannot even talk about the missing features and fake promises, because the bugs and glitches this game has is still the talk of the town, and it really is in an unplayable state. Again, sound off if you agree with this assessment. Now, as a CD Projekt RED, you have lost all my respect and many others, and I hope in the future your next game may earn that respect back. P.S. English is not my first language, so apologize for any mistakes. I thought he did a great job there. I didn't even notice. But anyway, continuing on, yeah, this is the top thread out there on Reddit. A lot of people feel burned, and this is recent. A lot of people also recently feel like the game is not in a playable state exactly, especially with the bugs. Now, we do have some interesting replies here. Let's take a look-see, shall we? I don't know how to say this name, but he says this: I really don't care about bugs. I honestly do. It says, it's just the fact that there's literally nothing to do in the open world or inside the city that dumbstruck me. Also, the prologue was very cool, but I hate the storyline when your character becomes suddenly Batman, helping the police in the streets, attacking corpos, finishing Johnny's story, and how your character has zero story and zero meaningful choices to do. Like, why my merc can't side with the corpos or a gang. The game is gorgeous, but it's more an interactive movie with Keanu Reeves than an actual RPG. A lot of people mention that, the fact that Keanu Reeves' character seemed to have influenced the development of this game. Now, anyway, let's get into some good news, okay? Let's talk some good news regarding Cyberpunk 2077. There's an interesting article from VG247, and it goes on to ask this question right here. Why are modders restoring the look and feel of Cyberpunk 2018? And that's regarding what we first saw in that E3 clip. And it's interesting because modders are really the heroes, in my opinion, of this story. They have really transformed this game into something amazing. It goes on to say this. It says, this city's always got a promise for you, V monologued in the first Cyberpunk 2077 trailer. It might be a lie, an illusion, but it's there, just around the corner, and it keeps you going. What a quote. And it says, in the years before Cyberpunk's release, would-be players subsisted on a similar sense of promise until CD Projekt Red's ambitious 8-year bet came to fruition. It existed for fans as pure potential, a mental space where, guided by trailers, they could let their dreams run wild. And that's pretty much what happened, isn't it? It just still remains a dream for the most part. Don't get me wrong, the city itself is absolutely gorgeous in the game. It just has some false promises. Now, let's talk about the modders and what they've been doing. It says CD Projekt Red could have made the players have giant robo arms, eyes that shoot small beams, hand mods that can make you climb buildings like Spider-Man. A modder named Crazy Potato tells me the amount of possibilities are endless. For a subset of Cyberpunk modders and the thousands of fans who download their work, that freewheeling space is one they're looking to get back to. Like the Lotus Eaters of Greek mythology, they're seeking to forget their disappointments and live in a night city untarnished by contact with reality, a pre-pandemic world where an excitable throng could tell Keanu Reeves that he was breathtaking and could be called breathtaking in return. I remember that, the excitement. And it says, for most, giant robo arms and laser eyes aren't necessary. Many players are simply looking for a keepsake, an evocative object that takes them back to the heady days of E3 2018. Let's get back to those days. Now, these modders are working on stuff that brings back that to life. It says Spooky CL's Samurai Jacket mod, for instance, which recreates the LED lit leather coat V-War for Cyberpunk's initial reveal, has been downloaded 3,804 times. I like the original trailer and watched it so many times that many details just stuck with me, Spooky says. The jacket in the final product was different and didn't really fit my taste, so I went with the original look as it felt right. Mini feel the same. Here's a screenshot of that modded jacket in the game. Really impressive work right there for sure. But the article goes on to basically state how they have really been working hard to bring back the most important bits from the E3 2018 presentation and a lot of what was promised. And that modding community has been incredible. Even bringing back the actual tones and hues of the look of the world as well. I'll throw a link in the description below, but sound off what you guys would like to see for, this game in terms of added mods and additions and missing features and that sort of thing, because the modders seem to be really tapped into this, and honestly, CD Projekt Red needs to tap into what the modders are doing, even if they have to pay them. At least that's my opinion right now. But let's keep going, shall we? Let's get into some of the bad news regarding Cyberpunk. Check this out right here. It says free Cyberpunk 2077 DLC misses first roadmap window, second roadmap still murky. So they have completely missed the first roadmap window for that free DLC entirely. And again, they haven't laid out exactly what we would even be getting for free DLC. Instead, what we are getting is The Witcher Monster Slayer. Okay, so that shouldn't piss off anyone, but it clearly has. But let's read into this Forbes article, shall we? It says this. I understand the delays given the sheer scale of the fixes the game has had to make, but something resembling at least a vaguely concrete roadmap with actual dates for releases would be helpful. And we received nothing of the sort. Presumably, with the game back on PlayStation Store, at least some people are interested in what's to come, but the search for DLC, however small it may end up being, remains fruitless so far. So dramatic. But yeah, it's true. No free DLC in sight just yet. Should be coming in the later half of 2021. Hopefully after they get this mobile AR game released and out of the way. Maybe that's the plan with CD Projekt RED right now. They're like, you know what? We have to release this game. We promised it. Get it out. It's probably not going to be well received after Cyberpunk. I mean, a mobile game after the disaster that Cyberpunk is and was, not a good idea in my opinion. However, you know, there's an article here that's really interesting that says the following. Cyberpunk 2077 is good, actually. And this comes from Kotaku, and it is definitely an interesting read. Don't get me wrong, there is a fan base here for this game. The world is absolutely beautiful. There's a lot of really good stuff here with the game. Now, they go on to say this. They wrap up their article by saying the following. Video games are designed to make you feel a certain way, whether you're looking to them for escapism, fantasy, or just a little break from your day-to-day. They should make you feel. Cyberpunk gives you a reason to root for V and the characters drawn into their orbit. It's still plagued by bugs, but those shouldn't overshadow the power of the stories within Night City. Cyberpunk 2077 deserves more credit than it gets. Despite the millions who bought in, many have missed out on an adventure in Night City because of the game's rollout. But if you can fight through the memes, the bugs, glitches, and sexist dressing, there's a wonderful emotional roller coaster well worth playing. Interesting. I've heard, you know, both sides of the fence here, that some people really enjoyed the story, and then some people feel like it's very flat. You know what I mean? And there's no connection to your own character. And considering that's an RPG, you know, there's very little influence on your character. It's essentially Johnny Silverhand story more than anything. But anyway, let's keep going. We're gonna go over your top comments from my most recent video about Cyberpunk 2077. Let's talk about it. Here it is right here. It is called the following. Cyberpunk 2077, new updates from dev team, new focus on game systems, Starfield comparisons. That was an interesting one, the comparisons to Starfield. You know, Starfield by Bethesda's coming up, and apparently it's going to have very Blade Runner-esque type cities. So I'm excited for Starfield. Anyway, let's keep going. Your comments are as followed. Pirate says this, I'm getting a bit tired of hearing about what they're planning. I want to see some results. 539 upvotes there. Juice War says this, imagine if that empty spot in the skill tree is just a skill they've been trying to get to work since released. Laughing. And then the Fame of Hearts says, I actually don't want to hear a damn thing about a new Witcher game starting. The hype train too early was one of the mistakes that led us to where we are with Cyberpunk. Hopefully they will learn from their mistakes. Yes, exactly. But there it is, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for more Cyberpunk 2077 and open world gaming goodness. And I will see you all next time. Take care.